Hey guys, what's going on? I just wanted to make a video about a topic that's been on my mind. Before I get started on this, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm not an expert. I'm not even that smart. I'm pretty dumb. Um, I don't know science. I don't know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. I make a lot of, dumb assumptions sometimes, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that's been on my mind. Uh, you know, Um, I had like two topics I kind of wanted to touch on, and I think they kind of interrelate with each other. So it's going to be kind of hard to do this with no script, but I'll give it my best. I think that the Fermi paradox is something that people talk about a lot, right? Um, and I see people getting close to what I think my answer is. But I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with my specific answer to the Fermi paradox. Um, but before I say that, I just want to say that it's weird that we are asking about, the Fermi paradox. Where are the aliens? Where are the aliens? When I feel like we're asking the wrong question. You know what I mean? Uh, why why do we have the balls to ask where are the aliens, but we don't have the balls to ask when are we going to space? We are actually trying to are we making the progress that's required to actually go out to another star? You know, are we taking that required step to even go to the moon? Because last I checked, we haven't been to the moon in like 60 years, right? 80 years, I don't know. It's been a while. We haven't been since forever. And why is that? Since the Cold War? It's just, if we're asking where are the aliens, why are we not asking, you know, why are we not going into space? You know what I mean? And I think that we need to allocate more funding to go into space because it's way more important to the future of humanity. Now, the reality of this is that, and this is where I'm getting into my little spiel, is that the answer to the Fermi paradox is not necessarily just scientific. It also has to do with politics and civilizations and, what might be like a natural sort of limit on lifespans. There might not be a lot of species out there that can live 500 years. Most species out there might only live to be 100. That might be like more of a hard limit on DNA that we don't know about. There might be some that live a really long time. But the thing is that people will say, oh, we can cut it down to where it makes sense that aliens should be here, because we we could travel to Alpha Centauri in like 50 years, right? But that doesn't really explain it, you know what I mean? Because that doesn't really mean that we would have to have encountered aliens if you really think about it. Because why would an alien ever want to leave their home planet if they can't really breach light speed and it's going to take hundreds of years to get there? You know what I mean? That really limits your options in terms of why you want to leave. So I think if you actually think about it, right, there's no reason, like, the only reason you want to leave is to migrate. You know what I mean? There might be some other reasons like science or exploration, but what kind of trade routes are going to work? on that long of time scales. You know what I mean? There's just not that same economic connection between different planets orbiting different stars as there would be between like two continents. You know what I mean? But we're used to thinking about it in that human way of like, oh well, obviously Japan and like Europe were able to, commune and trade. But when you really think about it, the way that aliens probably progress into spaceflight is probably more to do with staying within the solar system, or um, on a spaceship. If you think about it, yeah, okay, so it only takes you 100 years to get, you know, I don't know, whatever percentage through the galaxy that it takes you to get 100 years, and that's how far you need to go. And you're going at, maybe like 20% of the speed of light. Okay, so like, how do you survive in space that long for 100 years? By the time that you've created a spaceship that allows your civilization to survive in deep space, going that fast for 100 straight years, you've already created a self-sustaining space station that doesn't actually need to go to the planet. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, if you find a way to like create food, I mean, I don't know, right? If you solve those problems, who's to say you're going to keep going from one planet to the next planet to the next planet to the next planet, combing for life? You're probably just going to go to one other planet and just settle down to where you want, right? You're probably there to invade. The reason that, aliens haven't showed up is because it's the same reason that, like, we haven't been wiped out by an asteroid, because we just didn't get unlucky enough for it to happen. You know what I mean? Like, surely one day an alien could show up and it would destroy everything because they would be here to move here, because their star is expanding past the point where they can't even terraform or make a base out of a gas giant, and they have to leave and come here and destroy everything. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most most aliens would move only to migrate because it takes so long to get anywhere that you're just hoping for a better place than your spaceship to live. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in going from, okay, we're going to take a pit stop on Tatooine, then go to Dantooine, and then we're going to go all the way over to, Terrace. That doesn't make sense in the actual way that space travel would work. You'd basically only get to go to one other planet in a lifetime. Now, some people say like cryogenics, but cryogenics is like a tricky technology in real life. Like, our idea of like what cryogenics is like from fiction is not really compatible with what it's really like. Now, I'm not saying there might not be some crazy advancement in the future, but as far as we know, it might not even be possible. And even if it is possible, how many people are going to sign up to be cryogenically frozen and then wake up on another planet 100 to 200 years in the future? You're basically abandoning everyone you've ever met on your planet. You're never going to see them again. By the time you wake up, they'll be long dead. So is that really something you want? These realities of space travel, like just the political realities of what it would be like to try to adapt to the scientific realities of space travel would be too much to cope with for any large, giant, you know, the Empire or the Republic. Like, that could never exist. Just because the universe is too vast. You know? Hyperspace does not exist. You cannot go faster than the speed of light. You know, don't quote me on that. 5,000 years from now, when we figure out how to do it, I would be super happy to be wrong and find out that there actually is a way to go faster than the speed of light. But the Cuvier warp drive doesn't really seem like, when you actually get into it, there's a bunch of flaws with it. The energy required is insane. Like, you're literally like warping time and like creating all these crazy problems. But yeah, I mean, there might be some crazy other thing out there that no scientist has even thought of. That's all speculative, right? We don't know. As far as we know, it's impossible to go faster than the speed of light. And like, to go up to like 50% of the speed of light, already you're getting into some weird territory there with going that fast. But like, it's still going to take you forever to get anywhere. It may not seem like it takes forever compared to like the 7,000 years it would take us now to get to Alpha Centauri, but if it takes 100 years, that's still too long. If it takes, we basically need to cut it down to at least a year. Right? If it takes longer than a year, if it takes longer than 2 or 3 years, like, what's even the point? Okay, I hope that explains my dumb misunderstanding of science, but I just wanted to make a little unscripted rant about that. Thanks, guys. Bye.